6 types of people you should never trust. Sometimes an ill wind blows in our lives suspiciously too often. A closer look makes something quite clear as well. There is always a particular person or group of persons involved. Certain personality types can and do cause immeasurable damage in our lives. But the good news is that you can put these people at a distance or manage them properly. You just need to know what to look for. Today we're going to discuss the types of people you should never trust, so that you can start building a social circle that uplifts you, rather than tries to slowly use or even destroy you. Let's take a look at some toxic personalities you should be on the lookout for. People who are always needy. Everyone has essential needs in life. This is completely normal. However, there is a toxic type of personality that is always vocal about what they need from you and from the world. They typically start off subtle, asking for $1 here or there, or help with work they're supposed to be doing. This sort of thing can happen and be completely innocent. But if you notice someone habitually doing this, then it's best to start putting some distance between you and them. Everyone needs a little help sometimes, but you have your own needs too. You can't spend all of your time taking care of someone else's needs. The eternal victim. Some poor souls seem to be constantly assaulted in every aspect of their lives. It's easy to feel bad for them at first. Sometimes people do really draw the short straw in life, and your help can make a difference. But you need to be on the lookout for the eternal victim. These are the people who constantly complain about everything going wrong for them, and eventually you'll notice that the most common element in every story is a bad choice that they have made. These people are emotionally draining and best avoided once you recognize this behavior. There's an old saying that sums it up quite neatly that refers to a plane crash. Sometimes it is simply the pilot's fault. The gossip factory. A little gossip is fine and to be expected. We are, after all, social creatures, and it's only natural that there will be some discussion about each other within our social circles. There is, however, a personality type that tends to define themselves by the sheer amount of gossip that they consistently produce. The gossip factory seldom has anything good to say about anyone, and they can be extremely toxic in many ways. They like to color your opinions on others. They especially like spreading information that causes conflict. There is also the uncomfortable truth that a person who always talks ill of others is likely doing the same about you. A little gossip is natural, but like many things in life, too much can quickly become toxic. It is best to avoid these people. Manipulators. Manipulators are probably the most common encountered toxic personality, as they can be difficult to spot sometimes. Generally, they go out of their way to convince you that they are your best friend. But over time, you find that the more they learn about you, the more it seems that you end up doing something that benefits them, which you would not normally do. One telltale sign is a person who consistently brings up aspects of your personality that you are uncomfortable with, or who cites personal information that you shared as a means of pushing you to go their way. These people are takers, not givers, and as soon as you realize that you've identified a manipulator, it's time to either get this toxic person out of your life, or if you can't, such as with a family member or a co-worker, to at least take advantage of your knowledge so that they cannot take further advantage of you. The constant critics. A certain type of toxic personality thrives by belittling your achievements. They might not even give a reason or compare your achievements to theirs. They simply seem to be critical of everything that you accomplish. If you get a pay rise, for instance, they might make a snarky comment degrading the type of work that you do, subtly insulting you in the process. If you manage to build up a modest savings, They'll make fun of the time that it took you or belittle the amount. They always find something wrong, especially in the things you are proud of. Critics like this are extremely toxic and can demoralize you quickly, often with a single sentence presented as a joke. They should definitely be avoided. The emotionally unstable. We all have times when our emotions run uncontrollably wild. Maybe you've gotten your heart broken or lost your temper. Part and parcel of having emotions is that occasionally they can get out of hand. That said, occasionally a person comes into our lives that seems to have no control whatsoever. This personality type may vary with their emotion of choice, or they might be all over the board. If you notice someone who constantly loses their temper over the smallest thing, or who is always crushingly depressed, then this is a huge red flag. Some people can't help it and may be in need of psychiatric assistance, while others are simply doing this because they can't get away from it. Whichever the case, this person's lack of control has a huge impact on you. They can be emotionally and even financially draining, as you constantly try to help a person who doesn't want to be helped. You have to distance yourself from this. After all, how can you trust someone who can't even trust themselves? Final words. While interactions may sometimes be unavoidable, recognizing a toxic personality empowers you to keep them at a distance. Cultivating a social circle that encourages your achievements is quite possible and can make an enormous difference in your life. So, now that you know what to look out for, it's time to make a few changes. You'll be happy that you did.